Hello ladies and gentlemen, Luke Rethke here, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the right to travel and operate an automobile versus the privilege to drive. So I've got a few things here printed out off the internet, and they are actually case and statute law and constitutional amendments. And they're not just some random website that makes stuff up off the top of their head. So some of the real important stuff here, I'll go through. Chicago versus Motor Coach. Even the legislature has no power to deny to a citizen the right to travel upon the highway and transport his property in the ordinary course of his business or pleasure, though this right may be regulated in accordance with the public interest and convenience. Regulated means traffic safety enforcement, stoplights, possibly speed limits in high traffic and high pedestrian areas, things like that, but it does not include unconstitutional taxation, licensing, mandatory insurance even is what this says, which, yeah, that's definitely something. The insurance I'm not going to really get into, but that's kind of a separate deal. Financial responsibility. Colorado actually has uninsured motorist coverage, which is optional. So number 2 here, the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thompson versus Smith. Number 3 here, the right to travel is a part of the liberty of which the citizen cannot be deprived without due process of the law under the Fifth Amendment. So if you're out there doing something unsafe, or whatever the case may be, they feel that you individually are a danger to everyone else, then your right could be taken away from you with a specific court case, and it's not a blanket thing where you have to pay money to travel. Number 4 here, undoubtedly the right of locomotion, the right to remove from one place to another according to inclination is an attribute of personal liberty, and the right accordingly of free transit from or through the territory of any state is a right secured by the 14th Amendment and by other provisions of the Constitution. And there's all kinds of different case and statute laws. Here, Colorado, licenses for drivers are required, except as otherwise provided in Part 4 of this article for commercial vehicles. For while a citizen has the right to travel upon public highways and to transport his property thereon, that right does not extend to the use of the highways as a place for private gain. For the latter purpose, no person has a vested right to use the highways of this state, but it is a privilege which the state may grant or withhold at his discretion. State versus Johnson. So basically, if we're commuting to work, commuting to the grocery store, anything that's not for hire, we're just traveling around with our buddies on just a pleasure cruise. That's a right. But if we are, like, say, a commercial taxi where we get financial gain for transporting people, then that does require licensing. There's a difference between a right and a privilege, and yeah, I did figure out that driving is a privilege, but traveling, including and operating an automobile, is a right that cannot be restricted. So hopefully that clears this issue up for some people. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.